Hey everyone, Danielle Fitzpatrick Clark here, and I'm so excited that you guys signed up for the 15 to 25 sales call webinar. So, funny story. My technology decided not to work. So, not only that, but I redid PowerPoint slides and it didn't save to the new slides, it saved to the originals. So great. So, I spent a few minutes trying to figure it out. Thank you for all of you that were super patient on the live. I really appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. And so I wanted to make sure that I rewarded everybody with a well done presentation. So I went and changed my slides, made everything work, and I'm re recording so that you guys can have the full view of what the presentation was supposed to be about. Although I did cover it, we ran out of time. And so I missed like the last third, or you guys missed the last third. So it's here for you. It's here for you. So here we go. Um, just a moment. I will pull up the right slides. So so the why, guys, this does better when you go a little deeper. So a lot of times when I ask people, okay, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want to get from what it is we're doing? I'll hear things like, well, I want more clients, or I want more income, or I want to improve my bottom line, or I want to improve my team. And so I have to keep asking people like, what does that do for you? How does that improve your life? What is the thing that it does for you? And a lot of times people will go right into like, well, actually I want to take a trip with my fiance, or I want to take my kids to Disneyland, or I want to do this, or I want to do this. It tends to be outside of working hours is what the why is about. And what's really interesting is that what's outside of working hours and that why is usually the thing that will get you in back into your working hours to fulfill that goal. Right. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that outside why, that's outside of business hours, why I want to go and do these things is the thing that will actually get you up in the morning to go and work and do the things and get the goals met, right? So it's so interesting that that's how it works, but I see that that's how it works. So what is your why? What is the thing that when things are getting difficult or confusing that you're going to keep moving forward in some way with your goals or your goal setting? So that's the thing you want to write down. You want to know that. Not saying that you're going to need it because I'm going to give you guys shortcuts, but just for you on those days. Okay, so the next thing is that you guys want to create a plan. You want to have a plan in place. You want to take all these methods that I am giving you, so your reach out methods, and you want to create a plan with it. Like, okay, so I just learned all these amazing things. Danielle just taught me these. I'm going to put a plan in place. When can I start implementing these things? You want that plan. And then knowing that you are on track with your plan, you need to create those milestones and you need to bring in some accountability. Now, at the end of this, I will give you guys a way to create that plan. And so I will. I don't do this all the time, but certain times a year, I will give 15-minute discovery calls so that we can work on something. I just need 15 minutes. Believe it or not, I can get it done. If you guys don't believe me, go check out my LinkedIn. Go check out my LinkedIn, Danielle Fitzpatrick Clark. Search me, go down to the recommendations and see what people are saying I can do in 15 minutes. So it is LinkedIn specific, but we're talking sales and marketing, and I'm going to give you guys a lot of this stuff. I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions at the beginning before you're able to schedule that call. Not very many, four at the most. So it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes to give me a little more information. I'm going to have a pretty good idea within 5 minutes what you guys need to do for the rest of the year for your sales and marketing. I promise you guys aren't going to stump me. As long as it is about digital marketing and sales, I got you. Um, if it's not, I just know I can come up with some really cool stuff. It is not my expertise. Digital marketing online is my expertise. So let's keep it within that. Okay, so I will help you guys with that plan. 15 minutes, we'll have a plan in place. But make sure you watch to the end because I'm going to give you guys some really good stuff. Not that I'm going to be like disappointed, like, hey, you didn't watch the whole thing. What the heck? No, it's fine. It's fine. I will probably redirect you to watch the rest of it and say you missed some really cool stuff. But we'll come up with a plan. 15 minutes. You got to wait for the link, or you can look below this video and see it. Okay, so who am I? I'm Danielle Fitzpatrick Clark. I am a digital disruptor, lovingly nicknamed that from my colleagues and my clients, and it stuck. Yes, I am. international speaker, international bestselling author 3 times. Just I like to help people disrupt their niche with message precision and position. That's a big part of what we do. We create iconic brands. We really like to show you guys how to be disruptive. And experts hire me to create these opportunities online for them so that they can build massive value, impactful platforms, businesses, and they get those right leads and the right gigs, selling the right products to the right people, right? At the right time, which is for you guys here. It's right now. Right now is the right time. So I shouldn't even say right time. Right now is what I should be saying. Right now. Like, yeah, that's what we do. Fast. We work fast. All right. Here's some of the brands that we've worked with. I've also been highly featured here in 2023. Everyone decided to look my way. I'm like, hi. Yeah, I've been here the whole time. 16 years. Yeah, that's me. I've been doing this for a long time. So 16 years. Getting some really great features and I'll show you guys those on the next one, on the next page. And I'm also a podcaster. I'm a podcast host of 2 podcasts. I've got one launching in just a little bit. By the time you guys watch this, it may have already launched. It's really exciting. I'm interviewing celebrities, Olympians, professional athletes, world record holders, just people who like really understand what it takes to build their dreams. They're all builders. It's really amazing. Not like construction worker type builders, but they like to build their dreams. I'm also great at going viral. So this is just one of the posts that we went viral. It's actually not even doing it justice because that went up to over 500,000 views on that post. I just grabbed it before we were completed with that poll and then me and my team got really, really busy keeping up with all the comments. There was 300 comments right here by the time. That was like within the first 2 hours. So it got, and this was like a 3-day post. It got crazy. It was fun, but I did not get that print screen, but I got this one so you guys can see. But that one ended up getting a 500,000. So you guys can see inbound marketing. I got it. I know what we got to do. I know what we got to do in the online space. Okay, so we've been getting a lot of press this year. Specifically this year, we've been getting a lot. Here's just some of the places that we are getting featured. There's more. I just couldn't fit any more on there. So I put the ones that I had. All right. So lead generation. So enough about me. Let's talk about you. Lead generation for getting corporate clients or just getting clients, guys, just getting clients. You guys could be, you could be coaching coaches. You could be coaching startup. You could be SaaS company founder, consultants, or you guys may even be an agency owner and you work with all these different types of businesses, small businesses, mid-sized businesses, large business clients. We're going to show you how to get clients. There are 2 main methods: warm outreach, cold outreach. We're going to talk about those. So warm outreach is you're reaching out to people that know you and like you. They got to like you. They do. If it's really warm and not like frenemies, lukewarm or cold warm, this is your warm. So what are some of the best cold warm outreach methods? Networking, referrals, and affiliates. We're going to talk about those 3. Um, that's your outreach, right? So networking, so industry specific networking events. Those are really great. That's warm outreach. Those are people that you meet, you say hi to, they get to know you. You have a touch point with them. Social media conversations, yes, DMing still works, guys. It's just everybody's doing it really bad. You're not going to be one of those people after this. I will show you some ways. I will show you the ways of the force. So social media conversations, they are fantastic when they are done right. Referrals are awesome, especially when you receive and give them too. So when it's a 50-50. So client to client referrals, colleagues and mentors can give you referrals, all that good stuff. Affiliates, it's a little bit different than networking and referrals. This tends to be something where you can pull in your existing business partners to sell your programs to their warm market, right? So your referrals, they do the same. They do something really similar. They put you in front of their warm market. Affiliates can do the same thing. But here's the other thing is that affiliates could put you in front of they're a cold market too, but because they're getting paid, they could warm up that market for you. So they're doing things on behalf of you. So business partners are really great. Influencer partnerships are awesome for affiliate marketing. There's a lot of influencers that will not only take payment for a post, but they'll take payment for a post and they'll take a cut of whatever um, is sold by their following, and then they have like affiliate links and all that stuff. So influencers, thought leaders within your industry, and even JV partnerships where the expectation is like, where I'm going to affiliate for you. I'm going to send out your stuff the way that you tell me to, and let's get you some leads, some contacts, some sales, and I get a percentage of those sales. And here's the other thing, guys, is that you don't have to, these don't have to actually be um, people that you already know. You can hire affiliates. You can hire affiliates to do that, to warm out that outreach for you. Um, you can. It's something that people will do all the time. Sometimes sales teams are specifically a percentage of whatever sales come in from them. And you can hire this out, right? And you can actually hire somebody out to get you affiliates too. I've met those people. They're really cool. They have like a network of people that are like, "Hey, I just don't want to teach. I want to sell for people, and I just want to build a network." There's those people too. I've actually seen people do really, really well on that. Okay, cold outreach. So I'm going to go through these: emailing, phone calls, direct message, SMS. There's one more. Voicemail. Yeah. Cold calling. Yeah. You're like, oh, no, don't want to hear it, Dan. No, it's okay. I got something for you guys too. I'm not going to go in details, but we'll get there. All right. Emailing, highly targeted emails. You get to choose. This is the great thing about cold outreach when it comes to email marketing is that you get to choose who you're emailing. So when you do Facebook ads, you don't get to choose. Facebook chooses for you, even if you put in the interest, even if you put in a custom audience. Like, I mean, the chances though, if you put in a custom audience, most likely they're going to hit your custom audience, but you're also going to require, you're going to need like a lookalike audience. And so you don't get to choose that lookalike audience. So you get to choose and you get to target your way when you do cold email marketing, cold outreach. So how do you do this? You can scrape them online. So if you guys are wondering how do I do that, just Google cold email outreach or cold outreach emails or emails for cold outreach and just see what pops up because everything's sponsored on Google right now. You're going to get those platforms coming up. I don't have a specific recommendation for you guys right now, but just look and see. Um, and the reason I don't, guys, is because there's so many out there that do the same thing and you can get a free trial. So try them all out. Try them all out. Why not? Just do it for free. You don't have to say I'm going to stick with this one forever. No, you can be picky. Everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie right now. Why not? Um, you guys can also get your emails from brokers. So brokers will have email lists. Now, here's the thing though, guys, when you use brokers, just make sure that you're getting like a tester, like a tester email list, so that you can go and see if the emails actually work, if it's from the right audience, all that good stuff. So before you sign on with a broker, don't take their word for it. Just say, well, I'd be happy to take a free preview to see if these are my right. This is my target market. I actually would need that before I pay you any money. So you can do that. You guys can also manually find emails via social media. So if like LinkedIn profiles is a really good example for those of you who are live, you got to see me like, hey, look, here's my email. You guys probably email me too. I don't know. We'll see. I'll look in my inbox after I'm done this. But you can go and find those emails on people's that you're connected with on LinkedIn. You can go over to their page and pull those. So it is a long process. But again, with email marketing, you get to choose. You can look on somebody's LinkedIn profile and say, oh, great. Okay, these guys are definitely an ideal client based on what I'm seeing. And yeah, I'm going to grab their emails and I'm going to reach out. I'm going to reach out via email. Awesome. And I will tell you guys how you can do that and do it effectively. Phone calls. So highly targeted phone calls. You want to also target your phone numbers, right? You can actually do that I mean, really, if you guys are getting their emails and you can find their number, you might as well get their number too. Get their number too. You can scrape them online, get them from brokers. You can manually find them on social media. They could be right on somebody's profile that you're connected to. Okay, so direct message. So DMing. So here's the really great thing, guys, is like direct messaging is not dead. Social selling is not dead. People just do it very, very, very poorly. It's the blind leading the blind. This is networking in the DMs. This is networking online. Direct messaging is supposed to be like that. It is supposed to be conversational. So which is just really interesting the direction it's taken. I mean, I'm going to go into this a little bit for you guys. I'm going to give you guys some of my best DMing that works, and it's very much related to some of that inbound marketing tactics. Okay, so groups are great. They're great for discovery, LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups. Here's the thing though with the groups. So you guys don't want to okay, so if your ideal client is like a CMO, right? And so you're probably thinking, oh, great, I'm going to go into all the CMO um, groups that I can think of, or all the corporate groups that I can think of. I want you guys to take just a step back and I want you to think about, okay, so when I'm on LinkedIn and this is my title, what are my groups? And then is that how do you implement that with your ideal clients? So here's a really good example. So one of my clients, she's a therapist. She isn't just any therapist, she's a marriage counselor. And not just for any type of client, but for executives. People in large companies, executives in large companies. She's a marriage counselor. So I don't know if you guys if this has come to your mind, but when she told me that, I kind of giggled a little bit. I was just like, "Oh, interesting. Why would they need marriage counseling?" She's like, interestingly enough, Danielle, these guys don't want to get divorced. They don't want to get divorced, but their marriages are terrible because they're working all these crazy hours. They're grumpy, all this stuff. Because they are working for large companies. They are well known. They are all the things, all the stress. And who usually ends up getting it when somebody's stressed out and they don't know how to handle themselves? The spouse. So their marriage isn't great, but it is very costly for them to get divorced. So this is why she works with them. And she's not cheap. Executives expect executive pricing. So what did we do with her when we started working on her LinkedIn? We actually went into very specific interest groups. So some of the cars that they were driving, right? Teslas. We went into Tesla LinkedIn groups. Yes, there's Teslas everywhere. We went into a couple of other groups that had high end stuff like I can't remember exactly what watch it was, but that was like the group. And there was groups of those on LinkedIn, interest groups. So we targeted them. She reached out to the right people with the right titles and the ones that accepted, they accepted her knowing the title that she had. Not everybody accepted. She didn't have like the largest acceptance rate, but you know what? She's a very, very, very specific type of person to connect with. So when she was connecting with people, did she come right out in the DMs and say, "Hey, you connected with me. Does that mean you have marriage problems?" No, she did. She didn't do that. That would have been funny though. Instead, she did a couple things. So she connected with them. She said hello. She kept it really open. I see that you're doing this in your job. That's really amazing. You know, what are some of the things you're doing outside of that crazy job? I can imagine it must be very stressful. So she kept it very conversational, like she would at any networking gig. And then for her expertise, what did she do? She didn't position it in the DMs. She positioned it on her profile. That got her calls, right? She nailed her content and her messaging. We're going to go into it more. But I mean, I just want you guys to understand that your direct messaging, it just depends. Like it doesn't need to be, you don't need to be loud. You don't need to be loud. You can be disruptive and not loud and still make a massive impact on the right people. Okay, so direct messaging, you can find the people to direct message on these groups. You can also search for their titles. You can find and direct message them. Once you find their titles, you can search for hashtags, see who's in your connections and direct message them, all that good stuff. Make sure though, if you're using LinkedIn, that you're connected with them. It's harder to DM them if you're not connected. You can also look for written content like blogs, posts, FB ads. You can find your people there and direct message them, but again, connect with them first. You can also look at some of your competitors' posts and see who's liked and commented on them and see if they're ideal clients, connect with them, DM them, get that going, get a conversation going. All right, texting, same thing, guys. Like you're gonna look for the phone numbers. It's the same thing as the phone numbers. You can scrape them online, get a broker, manually find them on social media, and then voicemail, right? So cold calling, yes, it still happens. Here's the thing, people don't pick up. They don't pick up. But you can still leave a voicemail. So it's the same thing with the phone numbers. Scrape them, get them from brokers, mainly find them on social media, right? Cold outreach. But here's the thing. Everything I just told you, none of it works. None of it works. Dot dot dot. Unless you have this one thing. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, what is the one thing? Did you really just say none of it works and tell us all this stuff? Why didn't you start with this? You guys are going to see why. I needed to show you guys what is possible and then what you need to do because this is often missed. This is the thing that's missed. Trust. Does your prospect trust you or do they trust the person who recommended you? You got to have the trust. So this is the thing that's missing, and you guys may have noticed this with the DMs. And then, and here's the thing, guys. Some people take longer to trust you, and people are taking longer and longer and longer to trust people in the online space. They are longer and longer and longer. So if and I'm not saying that any of you guys are sketchy or anything like that, but if you found that that's not your thing, like I don't know how to build trust. I barely trust myself most days, or I'm just kidding. But if you guys feel like I am about information, or it's not that I'm not trying to build trust, or it's just it seems like everybody else knows how to do it and I don't, or it feels like I don't even know where to start with this. How do I build trust? Or maybe maybe you guys are really great at building trust and you just don't know what it is that you're doing that's helping you build the trust so fast. And that I find too. I find both. I found all these different scenarios when it comes to trust. Some people are really good at it. Some people are really bad at it. Some people don't know why they're good at it. Some people don't know why they're bad at it. And so I'm going to break it down for you guys. How do we do this? How do we do this with each of those methods? Right? And you guys are like, well, yeah, great. Danielle, how do I do it? I'm going to tell you. Okay, you got to build rapport. You have to build rapport. You got to build rapport with these relationships. So we talked about with your colleagues, with your clients, with your mentors, with your new networking buddies, and with your cold prospects. You've got to build rapport with them. How do I do that? Well, here's the step two. Always, 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 always make it about them first. Them first. Them first. Always. So how do you do that? Well, for starters, start with personalization, right? Personalized messages. I said personalized. I didn't say customized. I said personalized. And I say that because you can personalize and automate. Customized, yes, kind of. But we're going to talk about personalization because you guys only have so many hours in the day. You do. You got to give first. What can you give them first? What is it that they need from you first? What can you give? We're going to talk about that too. And then also really understand how to make them look good. I mean, you don't necessarily your give doesn't have to be like a webinar like this. You don't have to give that first. You could just really understand like I'm going to make you guys look really good. I know how to make you look really good. And I don't have to say much. You're going to know that I have the capability of doing that. And I'll tell you guys a good example of that. Mhm. All right. So the value, the give first, give massive value. So lead magnets. These are some examples, right? Make it so good people feel stupid for saying no, is what Alex Hermonzi says. He's a big time digital marketer, acquisitions.com. That's him. That's Alex. This is what he says. Make it so good people feel stupid for saying no. And I'm going to show you guys how this actually works. I'm going to show you guys a really good example from one of my clients. So lead magnets, and it's just massively valuable. Lead magnets is the thing that your ideal client really needs. What is it that they really need? What's the top of mind challenge? How are you solving that for them? How are you solving it faster than anybody else in your industry? How are you doing that? Um, free discovery call. So I told you guys at the beginning of this, I got a free discovery call for you. You guys can go and grab it, 10 spots. And I think there was like 70 people that signed up for this just on LinkedIn. So go and grab 15 minutes on my calendar, 15 minutes. So that's another big, massive value. If you do the discovery call right, if you have the right thing, what is it that people need? And I like to dovetail it after a webinar because we talk about the things on the webinar, but there's also other things that people need and they need 15 minutes of my time. Now, 10 people can have it. And this is the time of year that I do these. Awesome. You guys can do that too. What's the other thing that people could really need that's really valuable? They could need introductions, right? Introductions, networking. So for our super connectors or people that say they're super connectors, who do you have in your network that knows somebody this person needs or could be that somebody that they need? So either they are the somebody or they know somebody. You got to have a really strong network for that. So, you know, if you're leading in the DMs with, "Hey, I'm a super connector. Who do you need?" Then by God, be a super connector. That's the other thing. Make sure you're a super connector. Don't just say you're a super connector. Be one. Know your network, so that you know who could potentially be that person's contact or who do they know that could be that person's connection. Right? Network. And don't just say you're a super networker, because here's the thing. I mean, people talk and they don't walk, but the only talk should be in the walk, right? Alex Hormozy says something like that, but I say it differently. I'm like, your only talk should be in the walk, meaning that you don't have to say anything to people about who you are and what you can do and your value. You can just show them. I'm much more into like, I don't need to say it. You guys are going to see it, and I'll just smile. Right. So if that's the thing, if you have introductions, if you're a super connector, you can say it. Yes, you can, but you could just show them. I don't even tell people I'm a super connector. It's like, who do you need? What do you need? If I don't know somebody exactly, then I know somebody that knows somebody. But just you got to tell me. So that's showing people. That's walking. That's not just talking. And then I just do the thing and I introduce them. Really easy peasy. My introductions are They are epic. They are epic. My people are when they're like, "Oh my gosh, that was like the best. That was the best introduction ever." I don't even think my bio looks that good, Danielle. I'm like, "That's okay. I like doing this stuff." And it's because I get to know them on a personal level, and then I see the synergies, and I bring forth the synergies within the connection message that I send to both people. It's fun. It's fun. All right. So anything that you can give that's massively valuable, anything that will blow their mind, that's your value. That's your value. But don't do it like this. So, okay, so a little warning, guys, don't do it like this. So, do not try to blatantly fix them or their company in any way that if they haven't first shared with you their specific pain point or challenges, right? Do not assume you know what's best for them. Oh my goodness, you're going to traumatize people. This is why people have trust issues in the DMs, really. This is why, because you tried to fix them and they didn't ask for it. Like, did I ask you to fix this? No, I didn't. Why are you trying to fix me? Um, yeah, you guys can hear it. Like, it's like, I mean, it's probably the arguments they have with their significant other. Like, why are you trying to fix me? I'm perfect as I am. But that, I mean, is that true? No, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But you got to open them up a little bit before you do this. So do not try to blatantly fix them without them at least sharing that you have a challenge. Don't assume. Ask good questions and then let them self-select in. If you have something that you're like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to help you so much." And you just want to blurt it out, you can there's a couple ways you can do this. So there's a couple ways that I've done this. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I can't help it. I love marketing so much and I know if you do this and it's going to like blow your mind. Can I tell you?" Yeah, and I will say it just like that and they're like, "Oh my god, by all means, you didn't even have to ask." I'm like, well, that's sweet, but I know I did. But but that's the thing is that I asked first and I was really excited. And then when I told them, mind blown. I would have never thought of that, Danielle. I'm like, that's why I'm so excited to tell you. And you know why I said it? It's because they told me like the challenges that they were having. Like, I'm not getting enough leads in using LinkedIn, or I don't know how to use LinkedIn so that I'm actually getting people to DM me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got an answer for you. And yeah, I was that kid. I was that kid in third grade that was like, ooh, me. I never got called because I had the ooh me. And my third grade teacher didn't like that. She wanted me to be quiet. Yeah, I was always a disruptor and just was. So but that's the thing. Like I will ask if I have something like you guys can ask in so many different ways too. I do it the way that I did when I was in third grade. I do, and people seem to like that. It works for me. You may be like, hey, are you open to some feedback? I've got an idea. I'd love to share it with you. You can say it very calmly. Just use your personality in these situations and see if they say, "No, I'm all set." And people have said, "No, Danielle, like I really can't take on one more idea." But that's really nice. Then good. Then like, okay, I'm just gonna I said, "I'm just gonna write it over here though, because I gotta get it out of my head now." And and so that's just what it is. So if they say no, don't like, no, but you really need to know this. No, do not blatantly try to fix them. Even if you know it's valuable, you gotta understand if they think it's valuable because if they don't feel like it's valuable, they didn't ask for it. And they honestly, it could be something where if you had asked, they may have seen the value in that, but you have to ask first. And here's the other thing. If you don't do this will take you right back to the beginning of that networking conversation. And most likely, what you've already done is burned that bridge. So they may say nothing. They may have already deleted you from their mind and their social media platforms and blocked you so you can never talk to them again. So, you guys, maybe you'll do anything for the love of them, but you won't do that. So just say, I won't do that, Danielle. Don't try to fix them. Ask first. Ask really good questions. Yes, I did. I just meatloafed you guys. I did. I threw meatloaf at you, the singer. All right. So here's the truth about trust. Two things that you guys need to know about trust is that those who are warm to you won't need as much from you, right? Like I said, if they're like really like, if they're warm, real warm, like they're friends and colleagues and clients and they like you and all that stuff, that means they're warm. They're not frenemies and stuff where they're like, oh, I'm just pretending to be. No, the warm ones, they won't need as much from you because they already have like a trust factor with you. They may need a little bit more. They may just need a little more information on what you're up to, who you're looking for, that kind of stuff. But they don't need more to trust. They don't need as much as the next one. So those that are cold to you will need a ton from you. So you got to blow their minds, right? That's the truth about trust. That is what it is. Okay, but there's only so much time in the day. I know, guys, you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to talk to all these people? Or I feel like I'm starting from ground zero. I have a new type of client I'm looking for. Um, I don't know if I can do all this. I gotcha. Guys, I totally understand. And it is a lot. That's why you got to automate your personalization. You can do this with both your warm and your cold. So you got to find ways to automate. Mhm. It will not just save you time. It's going to save your life, guys. It's going to save your businesses, and especially where we're going right now in technology, you got to find ways to automate the in between. You just need to selectively network. Yeah. Not everybody needs to not everybody in your network needs to be somebody that you are always networking with. Like you can, I mean, I think it's very powerful to know your network. Yes. You need to know your network. You need to know who they know. Yes, absolutely. Does that mean that you have to only network with people in your network? No. No. Keep really good notes, guys. So I'm very selective with my networking. Very, very selective. Was I always? No. This is why I know you have to be very selective. Um, Definitely went down the wrong road so many times, but, I'm a positive person. I'm definitely a Pollyanna, and I'm just like, "You know what? That's okay," because I needed to learn something. I probably spent too much time with this person, but at least I know exactly what they're up to, and I've learned ways to make this go faster when I network. But when I really sit down and network, then I'm very selective. So just know that networking gets to be selective because there is only so much time in the day. So make room for the networking that is most important. Um, that's what you need to do. And of course, like you can always be networking. So, you know, whenever my husband and I go out, which is not very often because we have children, we have young children, when we go together, but we go to a ball game or we go to dinner and stuff. Him and I we're always talking to people. I mean, I usually am chatting up the waiter and stuff, and I learn the most interesting things. Um, Whenever I'm scheduling appointments for like the dentist or the doctors and stuff, I am chatting up the receptionist on the phone. I mean, even today, dentist appointments. Told her very, very little about what I did, and she's like, "Oh my gosh." She's like, "Okay." She's like, "Don't get mad at me, but you know, I may keep you for 5 minutes so I can pick your brain because I've always been so interested in influencer marketing." And this lady has a very large network. So it's just, when you're out and doing things, you can network too. So, but when it's like in your business time, be very selective. All right. And the last piece on this one is you got to hub your value. Hub your value. Give away the things for free that most people will charge for. What does that mean? I will tell you guys. What does hubbing your value mean? Yeah, I can only give so much of it without, yeah, I need to show you guys a little bit more. Automation. So I want to give you guys some tools. When it comes to automating that personalization, nothing gets more personal than a customer relationship management tool, right? A CRM. So you definitely want to get one of these. Now, these are for your warm. These are for people that have opted in. So you guys got messages, you got emails from me saying, come on in. And it was personalized because I had your first name in it. As your first name. I actually had it merged in with the webinar that you guys had registered for. So that was all automated. That was merged. We did not cut and paste that. That was from Kartra. That's my favorite one. So I'm going to give you guys a free, well, okay, you have to pay $1 for 14 days for free. So that's that. And just insider tip, guys, when you guys go to that link, it's going to take you to the homepage of Kartra and then go to the pricing page because then it'll let you try that 14-day trial. Scroll down 3/4 of the way on that pricing page. Just do it slowly, 3/4 of the way down, and then come back up and then pretend to X out and watch that second pop-up box come out. Say, wait, don't go. We'll give you 30 days for $2. You're welcome. That one's such a good one. I love that one. Try it out. It's a great email marketing platform. So that's the one I recommend. It's the one I use. I love it. I recommend it to everybody. I'm not just saying that because I can get an affiliate cut. I really love it. I mean, I've had so many CRM platforms come to me like, change, come over to us. And then I look and I'm like, nope, you guys aren't good enough. Nope. So I'm going to give you guys the best. That's the best. And I gave you guys a hack to get more free trial out of them. All right, cold emailing. So here's the thing, guys. If you're cold emailing, you do not want to use the email that is attached to your main website, like Danielle at influencebuilder.com. I don't want to use that with my cold email. Why is that? Because with cold emails, you don't necessarily know if the companies are not allowing in certain outside emails, right? They may only allow in whitelisted. So it gets bounced back, and that's an X for you. That's an X. You don't want that X to be on your domain, because it can negatively impact your website. So you want to go ahead and register a different domain than your main website on domains.google.com, right? And then you can add one email with that account too. So as you're going through the checkout process, they're going to ask you if you want an email. Go ahead and add an email. I usually just do an info at type email, whatever the domain is. You guys want to do that because when you're cold emailing, you want it to be, you don't want anything to affect the domain to your website, but these domains are not attached to your website, so you're going to be fine. They're specifically for cold emailing. So go and get those ones. This is an example. Domains.google.com, register your new domain email. So it helps you get those emails too. But honestly, if you just go to domains.google.com, you're going to be able to purchase a domain or look up a domain and see if it's available. And then as you go through the checkout process, it'll ask you if you want an email attached to it. You definitely want an email, just one. Get 5 of those if you guys are going to go really serious and hardcore with the email marketing. Okay. All right. Automation, more automation. So with these cold emails, register for lemlist.com because they will be the platform that you can use to send out these cold emails. So you don't want to use Kartra either. Kartra is more for your warm emails, and you want to keep your warm emails you want to keep them in a CRM that is attached to your website email. Yeah. Your cold emails, you want to put in lemlist.com. You want to use that new email address. That's the one you want to use. So go to lemlist.com, follow their guide, connect your email accounts. So you can have 5, connect all 5 of those. They got a step by step on that one. And start adding your emails there. So you can scrape those emails. What I really love about Lemlist is that you can integrate it with all these different scraping systems. You can integrate it within um, some of the LinkedIn systems. And so it can automatically go into there. So that's why I say lemlist.com. There's a whole bunch of other ones too, but personally, that's my favorite because I use LinkedIn. The other thing is that you guys really want to register for a LinkedIn automation tool. You need to use it wisely because LinkedIn doesn't like that. They don't like, at this point, everybody's using it. And I'm like, you guys, I don't think you can stop it. We happen to use a private label. So we have a private label. So as much as I would love to suggest that, I can only actually give it to people that are in my programs just because of the agreement I have with this private label. They are awesome. And I'm going to give you guys a second choice. And so this is the highest rated LinkedIn automation tool according to Google. It's Expandy.io. Be very smart with how you use it. Be very smart with how you use it, right? So it is a LinkedIn automation tool. You do need to be wise about it because LinkedIn has some rules, and just read all the material that comes with that. So, but Expandy is said to be the best. So automation, where to use it. You can use it in your cold emailing. So I just told you guys what you needed for tools for the cold emailing. You can use it within your LinkedIn connections. Expandy.io can help you with that. You can actually use DM messaging on social media. So I know with LinkedIn, Expandy will help you do that as well. Another one for LinkedIn is Taplio. So TAPLIO.com. Taplio, they're doing automations for that. We use that as well for ourselves and some of our clients. I like that one. Um, and it doesn't actually do the DM messaging all the time. Yes, it does do the DM messaging, but I really like it for even commenting on posts and being able to do that. So yes, you can do that. There's a whole bunch of other ones for like Instagram and Facebook and uh, Twi- uh, Twitter. Yeah, Twitter and TikTok. Twitter and TikTok too. Yeah, you can do that. You can automate it. Okay, here's the other thing you can automate. It's fairly new. This is going to be its own webinar because cold calling can be really amazing, right? I know a sales professional in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. I mean, she does a whole workshop on just cold calling and getting people sales in one day. It's really awesome. I'm probably going to reach out to her like, hey, have you thought about using AI for this. Um, but we're still working on our process on this. And my lead generation partner that we collaborate with and we work with, he's on it. So I'm like, awesome. We're gonna have to do a webinar. So as soon as we get this process down, we will definitely show you guys. But here's the thing: even if you want to do the cold phone calls, I highly, highly, highly recommend you do the cold emailing, the LinkedIn connections, then DMing first and automate that first. Do that first. Cold calls second, because you're going to need that to do what we're planning on doing with the cold calls. I know, to be continued. I just teased you guys quite a bit. All right, so more automation, how to keep it personal when you're using technology. Like, yeah, yeah, it's great, Danielle. I love the idea of doing this, but I mean, also, um, how do I keep it personal? Okay, so make requests and subject headers all about them. Make your requests and subject headers all about them. Here's a LinkedIn one. Hi, first name. Yes, you can merge it when you use the automation. I see that we're in the same group, LinkedIn group name, put that one in and have some first degree connections in common. Let's connect and see how we can network and collaborate. So this is what I did, personalized it. I also made it all about them. And here's the LinkedIn group that we're in together. So yeah, we're in this LinkedIn group and all, by the way, we also have some first degree connections in. So I'm trustworthy, right? Let's connect and see how we can network and collaborate. So on top of that, I'm telling them what's in it for them. If we connect, then we can network and collaborate. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to go over and look at my profile and say, yeah, she's worth connecting with. Look at that. Look how large her following is, because we're like a micro influencer here on LinkedIn. So that right there has a 65% acceptance rate. That's a really good message. Like anybody can use this. We specifically use it within LinkedIn groups. We pick our LinkedIn groups really well. And this is a message that has gotten a 65% conversion from connection to actually accepting that connection. It is one of our best ones. And I know people who do the LinkedIn. Other people besides us, they do LinkedIn lead generation for a living, and they're happy they get 25% and we're here getting 65%. And so that is a really good hack, guys. That one will work. Okay, so for your cold email subject header, personalize it. You should be able to do that in Lemlist as well if you're sending out cold emails. But first name, 3x sales goals in 2023, worth a chat. It is so simple and sweet and short, right? Simple, sweet, short. Short, simple, sweet. There we go. We've personalized it. We've actually made it about what it is. We've given them like, is this your desired outcome in 2023? And then is it worth a chat? Question mark. So they're going to decide if it's worth a chat after they read the email, but it is worth an opened email. So that's the great thing about the cold email. All right, here's another one, DM messaging on social media. I have other ones too, guys, but this one's a very generic and broad one for you. So, hey, first name, hope you're doing well. I came across something interesting that made me think of you and your role. I'm thinking about you. It's about you. It's about you. It's about you. Not you listening to this, but the person you're talking to, them, right? All right. What would you say if I told you there's a way to potentially 3x your sales team's goals by the end of 2023? Intrigued. Awesome. I've been working on some exciting new training methods and would love to share them with you. Could we hop on a quick 15-minute call this week to chat about it? Best, and then your name. So this is for DMing, and this can also go into your email. So I gave you the subject header for the email and then also the content for it, but this can also go into your DMs and it'll work really good. It is all about them. We've personalized it with company name. Yes, you can actually merge that into the email, into the DMing. Yes, those tools have the capability of doing that. Awesome, right? All of it's automated. It's all automated. Amazing, right? Sales calls. So this is how we're getting 15 to 25 sales calls per week. We're doing stuff like this on autopilot. Should have put 15 to 25 sales calls without having to slave away at 80, 20, 80, 100,000 hours a week. That probably should have been the title, but that's how we're doing it, guys. We're automating. So selective networking. Who are the best to network with? Clients, colleagues, friends, family, networking buddies. These are your people. How do you get them to network with you? How do you approach them? It's always about the approach. It's got to be a triple win. It's got to be a win for them, a win for their network, and then a win for you. Don't forget yourself in this. So when you are selecting people to network with, how do you approach them so that they are going to actually do that, you got to tell them about the win for them. Hey, and it doesn't have to be about the money. It can be, so a lot of people are like, hey, I want to give you a referral fee. I'm like, well, that's great. Is it going to be worth my time? So I've had people approach me like, I'd be happy to give you a referral fee for that. I'm like, yeah, so wouldn't you and 20,000 other people? But I'm going to tell you, I already know the price point. I already know the time it's going to take to get the right people in the door, and then maybe I'll see it. So yeah, either yes or no, I'm interested. So what would be a better approach? Well, what do I want from this? So if you're approaching me and you want me to do networking with you or you want me to affiliate with you, you got to make sure that I know what it's in it for me. What's in it for me? What's in it for me that I actually want, right? So you got to know that triple win. Um, and then for me, it's all about impact. So I want to know what the win is for my network. You know, and then you also have to consider yourself. So you're the one that's doing the approach and you still have to get a win out of it. You can't just, I'm going to approach you so I feel like I owe you. Selective networking again, how to get them to say yes. Give first always. It's always about giving. I'm going to give you something. This is what I'm thinking. Make sure what you give is what they need. That's the other thing is that people will say, I'm going to give you this. Like, yeah, but do I need that? Did you even ask if I needed that? And a lot of people don't, or they didn't know, and that's fine too. Like, you don't have to know. If you don't know, ask. Ask them what they need. And then do a plan before you reach out. Like go through the scenarios in your head. So imagine talking to this person and going through that conversation. Do that plan. And then there's all these different scenarios that could play out within that one conversation. Make sure that you write it out and you have a plan for them. So that way you're not caught off guard. I mean, you could be caught off guard. Like I can be caught off guard. Um, and then I have no problem saying, that's a great question. Give me a second. Well, how about this? And so I can do that. Not everybody feels comfortable doing that. So have a plan in place, have a script in place so that you're not caught off guard. Okay. Hub your value. This is really fun. So give away the things for free that most people would charge for. So your lead magnets are a great thing to give away for free. Compile your very best lead magnets for attraction. The ones that are working, the ones that people need, the ones that are like, this is the best thing ever. Compile them. Next step after that, create a customer journey experience that is the next step after this lead magnet. So each of your lead magnets, create a customer journey. What do they need next from me? And then take all of this information and put it in a hub. Hub it all together. Like hug it all together. Hug, right? Hub, H-U-B, but it sounds like hug, H-U-G. So you want to hub it all together. Membership platforms are great for this. Course platforms, etc. Kartra is actually my favorite. I'd like to hub my stuff in this. I'd like to put it all right in here and I plan out the customer journey. Now, here's the thing, guys. When you're creating the hub, what do you need? What do you most need? Well, you need to choose a platform. Yes, Kartra again. I love Kartra. You also need to map out the journey within that platform. So here's the thing that a lot of people miss is that they don't map out the journey and they don't put enough upsells within that journey. So each one of your lead magnets should have an upsell or a call to action that gives people the elevator all the way up to you. That's what they need. So do that and then ask for feedback on the things that are free. So you can do that in the email marketing, like, hey, I saw that you downloaded this. How did you like it? Any feedback? And then whatever feedback they give you or whatever questions they have, guess what? Those questions can go into an FAQ section within that hub. And so you can always redirect people to that FAQ, or they may be proactive and find it themselves. Even better if they're proactive and find it themselves, but you have to make it available to them, right? So do all those things. It will be worth your while. It will be. All right, so we've got some examples. Take Kelly. She did awesome stuff with hubbing, actually. It was really cool. So take Kelly. She came from corporate. She tried to do the entrepreneurial thing. She worked with coaches. She lost money. She worked with coaches for a year, lost a lot of money, and then decided to go after corporate instead. That's what she decided. It was a good choice because she used a couple things. She used our LinkedIn lead system. So we have that. We also have a business sales accelerator. So this is really combining outbound and inbound marketing tactics in our business sales accelerator. We accelerate sales and leads, right? That's what we do. We use our LinkedIn as well within that system. And then we create a really niche brand for her, very, very niche, and targeted specific companies who either focused on education or had tools for educational institutions. It just went along with what she was doing. Okay, so here are the results. First 30 days, she had two 40K contracts. Two. First 30 days, two. And then she got three fractional consulting gigs, another 30K. So she got over 100K, right? Amazing results. Amazing. Okay, Michael. My goodness, I have a ton of Michaels. I swear. Like, I think last year was like the year of Michaels. I had like 5 clients say Michael. It was really funny actually. All right, another one who came from corporate, jumped out of corporate with one high ticket client. A lot of people in corporate will like, okay, I'm leaving, and they have a client that they got through corporate that ends up, can we just hire you to consult with us? Like, yeah, how much you want to pay me? Yeah. That sounds good. All right, guys, see you later. And they're out of their corporation. But here's the thing is that when that happens, you leave with just one client, you're always worried that that main source of income is going to dry up. And eventually it will. And it did for this Michael, right? Um, and he didn't want to be another one-hit wonder. And like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to be those people that leave corporate for like the shiny object, the big client, and then have to come back when that client fires them. But it's really stressful just to keep one client too, because you got to keep them happy all the time. So it's just not a good way to go. You need a full sales pipeline. He didn't want to go back to corporate either because he had tasted freedom, the sweet taste of freedom. Didn't want to go back. No. So he grew. This is how he did it. Again, LinkedIn sales systems, joined our business sales, etc. Created a no-brainer lead magnet. His lead magnet was awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, and I'll tell you what it was. He actually pitched this. He's like, I will come into your company and I will work for free for 2 hours for 4 weeks. And I'm going to show you guys how valuable I am. I'm going to show you how much you need me. I'm going to come in and I'm going to turn things upside down for the better. Gave a ton of that value for 30 days. And guess what? Guess what he did? First 90 days, he got 250K contracts. Awesome. Right? Sounds good. Actually, it was like, that was in like the first 32 days. So he proved himself over and over and over again for 30 days and boom, 32 days. They're like, oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What do you want us to pay you? You have to stay. So he got 250K contract and then he did a 500K contract as well within those 90 days. And that was a 2-year 250K per year contract. That was an awesome contract with that one lead magnet. It was like one of those ones you couldn't say no to because it would be stupid to say no to that one. So again, have it be so good that you feel stupid for saying no. That's the type of lead magnet. Okay, Monica. So she didn't come from corporate. She was a small business owner. She worked with small business owners. She worked with entrepreneurs. She didn't come from corporate. She had a very specific solution that was actually perfect for corporations, and she was just tired of the hustle and grind with smaller contracts. So when you work with entrepreneurs and you work with small business owners, sometimes the contracts have to be smaller so that they can afford them. She didn't want to do it anymore. So she decided to go narrow and deep and increase her price point and use an all-in approach, meaning that I'm not doing anything else. I'm focusing on this. I'm going all in and I'm going to make it work. That's what she did. That was her approach. And I want to emphasize that, guys, because wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. How did she do? What did she do? She used our LinkedIn system. She joined our business sales navigator. She focused on cold lead generation only. So she did cold lead generation only. This was a new target audience. This is all she could do. She didn't have anything more. Then she nailed it. Within a week, she had sales calls. She nailed it. Results. First 60 days, 525K contracts. 5. Wow. And then 350K contracts. Those got extended for the year and added in an additional 6 figures. So she made more in 60 days. She doubled what she made in a full year in 60 days of going all in. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? All right, bonus value time. So inbound marketing, you need amazing, amazing, amazing content. This is a bonus one for you guys. So I didn't add this in until the end, but I really want you guys to know. So your content has to be awesome to attract people in, right? So I told you about the client that was the marriage counselor. So she attracted people in. So people can't unsee it and it shifts their perspective in a way that will leave their jaws drop, not permanently, but you guys get the idea, right? I can't unsee this. I can't unsee this. This has shifted my life. Never going to think the same way. That's the type of content you want. So how do you do that? Everyone's like, I can't come up with anything. All right, I'm going to give you guys 3 things right now. So you have to start with a hook. When it comes to content, you got to get a hook in there. These are 3 hooks that will do it. In fact, every time I use one of these types of hooks, I at least double the amount of people that are looking at that post and commenting on it and sharing it and all that stuff. So here are those 3 ones. They're below the video too for you. Unpopular opinion. Insert disruptive statement. So unpopular opinion. You could put unpopular opinion. Facebook ads don't work. Do this instead, right? Awesome. People are like, I gotta read the rest of this. 99% of people, insert industry, niche, etc., do this and fail. Here's what the 1% do. 99% of people do do this and fail. 99% of the people in corporate environments do this and fail, and then maybe put what it is that they're, failing at. Here's what the 1% do to be successful. So that's a hook. That's a good one. All right. I like to do this. So put it on number in 15 unexpected ways to achieve desirable outcomes. So 15 unexpected ways to get leads from LinkedIn. But put an odd number in. That's actually a copywriting hack. People like odd numbers. It's like you thought about it. So use an odd number, like 5, 5, 3, 5, 7. I don't see 7 a lot. 9. Conclusion. So here you guys got a ton of stuff. You don't have to pause it. A lot of these URLs are below here. So hopefully you were able to, take some notes here and there, but below you can grab everything that you need. You can grab those hooks too. Okay, so here's the thing. Big value add for you. I had the links for you. I had the content. I had the hooks. So I added more value for you guys. It's free. Take it, share it, all this good stuff. So here's the thing. Let me ask you guys something. How has it been for you in getting some of these gigs, some of these clients, these leads? How's this been going for you? Like seriously, like I'm hoping that you guys have a good start and hopefully this will help you take it to the next level. But here's the other thing is that a lot of times people come to me wanting things to go faster. It's just not going fast enough or they're not being heard. They don't know the right steps. They don't know what do I do next? I I like the idea of doing all the things that you said, Daniel, but I don't know what my next steps are. I know you gave us steps, but I want to know what my next steps are. Personalized, customized for me. So they come to me asking that, or they want the right approach. Like, what's the right approach with these guys? Especially when you're cold emailing and DMing. A lot of people don't. I don't even know where to start. I can give you guys scripts all the time. Um, but you guys got to take movement forward, but you have to understand, is this the right approach? And sometimes we got to talk about it. And you may be wondering if you have the right offer. That's the other thing. Do you even have the right offer for the right people? Are you putting it in front of the right people? So you want to know if you have the right contacts, the right reach out methods, the best price points, and the shortcuts. You guys want to know if you have those, or you want them. And that's why we're doing this at the end. So you may want to be more efficient. You want to work smarter, not harder. You want to work less than 30, 40 hours a week, maybe 30 hours a week, right? And you want to make 500K a year, have the opportunity to scale beyond that. Isn't that ideal though? I mean, isn't that what being a business owner and entrepreneur is about? And you guys, everybody wants it fast. And just know that 50K contracts are the norm. They can be the norm. Packages sold like this can be the norm. People um, are working less than 30 hours a week all the time with a very small team. You don't have to have a large team to work less than 30 hours a week. And you can actually be very successful at filling up your sales pipeline on autopilot. Absolutely. Okay. And so the question is, if this is what you guys are feeling, if this is what you're thinking, and you're thinking, I can't do that, I'm here to say, why not? Yes, you can. This is the big value add. This is the link. The first 10 people that get on my calendar for 15 minutes, and I will cut it off after that. So if you try to get in and the link's not working, it's because 10 people already booked. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So make sure you guys are watching this fast. 10 people, let's figure it out for you. What do you guys need to do in your sales, your online sales and marketing process for 2023? That's the link. You guys can also click the button below the video. Okay. And I will see you guys. I will see you guys in my calendar. I will see you on Zoom. Okay. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got lots of good tips and you need to move forward and implement. Take action. It is the way to go. Always take action. Bye for now.